Hello, I'm Rebecca, and I live in Southwest Missouri and garden in USDA Zone 6B. It is April 30th, so if I'm going to do an April garden tour, it's now or never. Let's go. This is in front of our garage. I have a little bicycle with some blue wine bottles. Blue wine bottles are my favorite. Oh, there's a green one at the bottom for the stem. I have two mini bell tomatoes planted in here. I'm going to plant two more in the other corners. These are Lincoln Homesteader peas that I planted from seed, and they all came up except for one over on this side, and I'm sorry, that is the trash truck. So let's pause for a minute. We have beefsteak tomatoes planted in this pot along with the watering thing I got from my mother. This is a beautiful little silhouette of a pigtailed girl that reminded me of my sister that I'm going to put in her garden when I get it going. Now let's move on to the next garden. I digress. Before we move on to the next garden, this is the last of the beautiful poppies. Apparently the person that lived here before had poppies planted along here, and we've had poppies blooming for a couple weeks, but now they're all done, and this is the last one, and I love seeing them every year, and I'm looking forward to them coming back next year. Over here behind the house we have the Bruno garden, which we don't talk about, but it is going to be the moon garden. And I'm not sure what this is growing here. I'll have to research that. And I don't know what that is growing there. Over in that, probably weeds. But over here, I know that these are lily of the valley, and this is a white rose, a white iceberg rose. So I am looking forward to them growing. I will be planting white and silver plants in this bed, and this will be our moon garden, and I'm excited about getting that going. This is the half circle bed in front of the deck, and I definitely need to do some weed and grass trimming around the edging. I haven't done that yet. The hens and chickens are greening back up. Those are going to get moved, and they're going to get moved to a different pot, and that pot is going away. We have our blanket flowers coming up. This already had a beautiful, it was a carpet of pink. Had a beautiful first flush, and then we had a frost that took care of all that, and so this is the second flush. These are daylilies. They haven't bloomed yet. That is a Rose of Sharon that I grew from a cutting, and I'm so excited that it lived through the winter. Over here it needs to be trimmed back, but it's my rainbow ascot euphorbia. And then this is my catmint. I think that is Walker's. It's either Walker's Low or Cat's Pajamas, but I think it's Walker's Low. And then we have Rocky Gargola just hanging out there. Some of the hens and chicks are probably going to be planted with him. Now let's go to the next bed. Okay, this is the half circle bed, and for once we don't have wind blowing everything everywhere. So there's my little spring flag. There's a little empty planter I need to put something in. My husband put that metal whatever there, that needs to go away. These rocks need to go away. This grass needs to be trimmed away. Sorry, it's not looking better. That is rockin' the pink dianthus. That is the pink, I'll think of it in a minute. Maybe not. That's a pink rose bush. That's another rockin' the pink dianthus. We have some white moss flower growing there. We have some white moss flower growing there. This little stick, if you can see it, was another Rose of Sharon I tried to propagate. It did not survive the winter. But we have plenty of irises that did provide the winter. That pot needs to be set back up and have something planted in it. But this is the semicircle bed. It's a little pitiful, but it'll be better. Now we're down to the long fence border. We have daylilies, we have irises, we have a dwarf Alberta spruce. I need to get some annuals planted in here. There we have a white mum coming back from last year. Well, it may not be a white mum, but anyway, we have a mum coming back from last year there and there. And these are Asiatic lilies. That one does not want to stand up straight at all. I've got the little stick with a ball on top to keep it from falling over into the daylilies. But hopefully those will bloom soon. That just looks gorgeous. I love those. This is a, oh, I'm sorry, I need to come back this way. This is a butterfly bush. It came back from last year. I'm really looking forward to seeing it bloom. It has purple blooms. Can't remember the exact name. This is a hydrangea bush that also survived the winter, and I'm very excited about that. We have our purple alliums that came up and are blooming. My peonies came up, but they're not blooming. They do have some buds, but I'm wondering if maybe they're buried too deep, so maybe I'll have to come back in here and move them up closer, because I know if they're buried too deep, they won't bloom. We will not talk about that weed tree, probably a black walnut coming up back there. We won't talk about that at all. We have some canna lilies coming up. We have another chrysanthemum coming up and another weed tree coming up. But the Rose of Sharon hibiscus here is coming up. More daylily. I do not know if this poor little juniper is going to survive or not. There's a little green, but it's mostly brown. I'm very sad about it. Another chrysanthemum. This is probably weeds. These are some type of lily. This is the dwarf burning bush, and it came back, and I am so excited that it lived through the winter. We have something digging over here. I don't know that juniper's still alive or not. Another allium, and my crane, daylily, more Asiatic lily, my little bee and butterfly watering thing, and another chrysanthemum, and a boxwood that's mostly dead, and a volunteer tree from the squirrels planting the dang black walnuts in this bed. But we'll take care of that. This breaks my heart. The crepe myrtle did not survive the winter, and that really does break my heart, but it does give me an opportunity to plant something else. This juniper looks a little better than some of the others. That liriope is looking pretty good, and this stupid volunteer tree has got to come out. We have more canna lilies over here. My cold mop cypress that I just absolutely loved, and she did so good all winter, and then this spring with the temperature changes going up and down, she just gave up the ghost, and I'm so sad to see her gone. 4 foot, 4 foot, 2 foot green composite deck boards, and then 1 foot 4x4 pressure treated wood, and those will become 4x2. They will become 2 4x2 by 1 foot tall garden beds. So my husband cut those for me. I just got to get them put together, and hopefully it'll be the next video because that needs to get done because I have tomato plants that really need to go in the ground. Up here in this pot, I planted up 6 calendula that I grew from seed. I still have quite a few in the bathroom that need to be planted up, but I started with these here up on the deck. Over here I have 2 cherry baby hybrid tomatoes growing, and they are intermediate, so they will get tall, but I've got them planted here for now. If I need to move them down into the yard later, I will, but this offers them a little protection while we're still having a little bit of crazy weather. On this side of the deck, I have 3 bush steak hybrid tomatoes, and these are just bush. They're determinate, so they won't get super tall. And I've got them planted in these, and we'll see how they do. And like I said, I can move them out in the landscape if I need to. But for now, they're right here where they're sort of protected. And we're just going to let them grow and see how it goes. Here we are in the short deck bed, and again, I need to clear out some weeds and do some maintenance. But we have our catmint. I believe this is the Walker's Low. And in between those, we have a daylily. We have a praying mantis, a ladybug, a bee, and a snail. That is a... I'll get back to you. I was really worried my bloomstruck hydrangea was deceased, but she came back, and I'm really hoping she will do well and fill in this corner and look great. And there's Julie, the garden angel. This is our apricot drift rose, and I have 2 of these planted on the other side, so I'll be able to tell what this is. Oh, and then those there are our daisies that are coming back, and they are Shasta daisies. So those are Shasta daisies that I had split up. There's 3 of them there. I have to watch the catmint to make sure they don't smother them. If they do, I may have to kind of dig them up and move them closer to the edge so they didn't get squished. This is the long deck border, and this is the fountain that I set up. My husband got it for me from Craigslist. All it needed was a new pump, and it is a solar powered pump, and I am just so thrilled with it. That's the apricot drift rose. We have 3 Shasta daisies that are going gangbusters. We have a beautiful blue frog that I was so excited to find at I can't remember if I got it at Ross or Home Goods or Marshall's, or I got it at one of those places. Anyway, I was so excited to get it. And in the back, those taller ones are my butterfly bushes. Butterfly weed. Butterfly weed from last year that hopefully they'll bloom. They didn't bloom last year, but hopefully they'll bloom this year. Here we have the Miracle on the Hudson rose. Back here we have the red knockout rose and the yellow knockout rose, and it looks like there's a bud for the red and there's a bud for the yellow, so that's exciting. And my blue snail. So that means the one that I couldn't remember the name of earlier was the pink knockout rose. So that's great. This Miracle on the Hudson rose, I think, has succumbed to the weather, so we'll have to replace it. But in back are some Shasta daisies that are doing fantastic, and I believe I grew them from seed last year, winter sowing. That butterfly weed is getting ready to bloom, which makes me very happy. Okay, blue star juniper. This is a blue star juniper. This is a blue star juniper. I cut off all the dead off of that, and I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with that. And then the other big one over there that's still looking good that I couldn't remember the name of is a blue star juniper. So I'm pretty sure this has become mostly a rose bed, but we'll see. Here is some more catmint. I'm not real sure what variety of catmint this is, or nepeta, but it's doing good. My purple leaf sand cherry is doing super fantastic. I am so happy with how she's looking. All right, let's go over to the native garden bed. on the way to the native garden bed. I have not cleaned this out yet. I need to clean this pond out. I bought a new pump for it because I didn't get the old one out before the freezing weather and the pond froze. So I need at least get it cleaned out and get a pump put in there to circulate the water to prevent mosquitoes. And we still got to do, on those 2 back barrels, we still got to do a valve for a clean out valve on both of those, which we may or may not do. I don't know. I may just have this pond with rocks around it and a bubbler. We'll see. I liked having the bog fountain, and I liked having the 2 things flowing into the water, but we've just got a lot going on, so we'll see how it works out. All right, now we're over to the native garden bed. We have these purple things blooming. I want to say that they're agastache. I won't swear to it, but I think they are. The yellow ones blooming are coreopsis. Those back there are, I believe, some of the native plants, native grasses that I planted. This redbud tree is going gangbusters, as is the weed at its base. I do have weeds that I need to pull out here, and I'm aware of that. We have more native flowers over here that need to come out. The short and sweet spire came back, is looking gorgeous. The little devil 9-bark is looking a little more sad. We have some purple coneflowers back there that are doing good. We have some winter creeper back there that's doing very good, and it needs to die and go away and never come back. I'm over that. That Easter redbud back there that I thought was dead is still alive, so I'm happy to see that. We have some more native plants here. All this black stuff, and I'll insert a video of what was here before. This was all this stuff, you can see a little bit there. Those were mushrooms, and they were ridiculous. So I'll insert the video of that here. What is happening? Apparently, I have perfect growing conditions for mushrooms. This is so weird. Yeah, those mushrooms were out of control. So we still have that yucca back there that I'm not real thrilled about. I'm pretty sure that's coreopsis. The magenta crabapple came back. It looks beautiful. This is Missouri primrose. All around here, Missouri primrose. My little sign fell down, but we got that. We have this is the St. Francis bed for our poor little, all our animals that we've had that have passed. But we have some yarrow that's looking really lovely, and then again yucca back there where they don't really want. I can't remember what that bush is back there in the corner. I don't know where its sign went. I'll have to look that up eventually, but it's doing good. And again, the stupid winter creeper is doing good, and it needs to not do good, but we'll take care of that eventually. So y'all ignore the weeds. I can't remember what these are called, but they're putting up little blooms. And then those are just all weeds. I mean, they look pretty and green, but whatever, they're just all weeds. All right, and there's some coreopsis back there. This, I was so glad that it came back. This is the smoke bush, and I was so afraid it was going to die. And yes, I need to weed. I believe my fire chief arborvitae survived. We have some more coreopsis coming up. We have more weeds coming up. This is, oh, this just had a, I don't know where that went. That's a native plant. I'm not sure it's supposed to look like that, but it's going kind of wild. This back here is bergamot. So that's bee balm. I'm happy to see it going well. And then this is all wild sedum. And I didn't know it bloomed, but it's blooming like crazy. Here we have some more catmint, some native catmint. I don't remember what this little bush is. I'll have to go back and look that up. Back there we have some more coreopsis, and we also have some black-eyed Susans or brown-eyed Susans. The Muskingum dogwood, I was so worried that it had died, but it is surviving and it looks like it's getting ready to do some blooming. And these are the coral bells, or alum root. These are my 3 surviving winter sowing. We have dwarf Missouri primrose, we have white swamp milkweed, and we have butterfly weed. So I'll be putting those out. I still got to get this fountain set up. The bottle tree is luckily doing fantastic, as always. And then I don't know what those beautiful purple flowers are on the other side of the fence, but I love them. And I need to dig some up and put them on this side of the fence. And the indigo bush came back. So that is fantastic. I don't have any of this filled yet. These irises still need to get moved to the new location. These white phlox need to get moved to the moon garden. This lamb's ear needs to get moved to the moon garden. But the baby cakes blackberry is happy. And these may not get planted till fall because I've got so much other stuff I need to do and work on. But the silver dollar blueberry is not doing as fantastic because I think it got dried out too much, but it's hopefully making a comeback. The blueberry buckle's doing okay. These strawberries are putting out runners, and I keep trying to throw them back in the planters. Like, no, grow in the planter until I get you situated, okay? Just calm down. And look at these. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, that hurt. I'm sorry. I stepped in something. Look at these beautiful red leaves on this patio peach, this bonfire patio peach. I pulled off all the baby peaches because we do not want it making peaches this year. We want it to concentrate on roots and growth. And I hope to get this planted before it gets too hot, and if I don't get it planted in the ground, it'll go in the ground and fall. The same with all these others. The raspberry shortcake and the raspberry shortcake. So, I have got to make the vegetable beds so I can plant the rest of the tomatoes. I have about 12 more tomato plants in the house that need to get planted. I've got about 10 bell pepper plants that need to get planted. And it just needs to get done, and I just gotta have time. I had my mother visiting for over a week. We're getting her moved to Springfield. So from now until mid to end of June, my life is gonna be a little cray-cray. That's my vegetable bed that looks like nothing. But anyway, let's turn you back around. So that's all we have for this video. It's not much, just a quick update to kind of let me know what's growing, what's blooming, what's going on. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by, and y'all come back.